Hey everybody, it's Monday morning. So it is dark 30 pilot time, and we are getting ready to leave our hotel in Knoxville, Tennessee, and drive just 15 minutes down the road to the Cirrus Vision Center to meet my good friend Bonnie Caldera, who is en route right now in a Vision jet to meet me and give me my first experience in a Vision jet. So we're going to start out with some ground and hop on the simulator. So we have a time reserved at 8:30 a.m. So we're going to brief at 7:45 after he lands. I'm super excited. I haven't seen him in years. We keep trying to meet each other at Oshkosh, and between his schedule and my schedule, our paths have not crossed. So this is the first time I've seen him in a long time, and I'm super excited to meet my old friend. So let's get going. So everybody, I have to introduce you to my buddy Bonnie here, who works for Cirrus for a long time. He was one of my first flight instructors who convinced me to get my flight instructor certificate. And here we are 20 some years later.
So many.
And I just had a blast, so thank you very much.
I met Bonnie in 2004 when I joined the TSS Flying Club at the Montgomery County Air Park in Gaithersburg, Maryland. He was a member of the club and one of the club instructors. I was a private pilot with about 250 hours and a fresh instrument rating, and was starting to think about what I wanted to do next. TSS had a fixed-gear Cessna 182 and a retractable gear Cessna Cardinal. Bonnie checked me out in both of them and gave me my high-performance and complex endorsements. My first ever landing on a grass strip was with Bonnie when he took me to Kentmore Air Park in the Skylane. I credit Bonnie for encouraging and mentoring me in pursuit of my commercial and flight instructor certificates, which I earned in 2005. We flew together in the club planes a handful of times after that, but my first flight with Bonnie in a Cirrus didn't happen until June 2007 in this SR-22 based at Montgomery County. At the time, in the mid to late 2000s, the Cirrus SR-20 and 22 were equipped with the Avidyne and Tegra avionics suite, which looked something like this. I was blown away by the technology. Keep in mind that just a few years earlier, I was flying VOR and NDB instrument approaches in a Cessna 172 with no moving map display. This was before I had an iPhone, an iPad, and ForeFlight. The avionics on that Cirrus made my Cessna panel seem like a game of Pong. In 2008, Cirrus introduced its all-Garmin panel called the Perspective, which was a game-changer in general aviation technology. I completed my Cirrus instructor training course and, with Bonnie's help, got to fly with a variety of Cirrus owners in the Washington, D.C. area. All told, I've logged about 500 hours in the Cirrus SR-20 and SR-22, but prior to my reunion with Bonnie in Knoxville, it had been almost a year since I'd flown a Cirrus, and I've certainly never flown a jet before. So I spent the last 2 months learning about the Vision Jet using the Cirrus online training course, which is excellent. I didn't know much about scenario-based training until I began my Cirrus instructor pilot standardization course in 2008. Most of my primary and instrument training was maneuvers-based, not scenario-based. When I started instructing in 2005, I had never heard of AQP, but in retrospect, the Cirrus training program laid the foundation for the AQP for general aviation protocols we now use at Holiday Aviation. I've never had any desire to be an airline pilot, but I've often wondered what it feels like to fly a jet. So when I contacted Bonnie about this several months ago, he asked if I was interested in actually earning a type rating in the Vision Jet. Even though I'm confident I could do it, there's just really not much point in me spending the time and money, since I'll never own one or fly one professionally. I really just wanted Bonnie to help me satisfy my curiosity and my desire to learn.
We might start them off on this for the first lesson or two. Just how do you start it? How do you do takeoff? Like just the basics.
Yeah.
Checklist use, emergency flows, etc. You'll do in here.
So probably similar to the SR sim that I did, where you get to pull the chute handle.
I'll show you one of those here.
So this is stationary?
This is stationary. This one and the next door one is stationary. But like I said, a lot of training is actually done here.
I just pictured the stationary.
Oh yeah, here you go.
This is what we use as an SR, so you go in and it's it's quite good. This is sort of the state of the art of SR simulators.
Nice.
French company makes them really, really good.
That's cool.
But again, they do a really nice job by using actual Garmin equipment. So those are like the real units that
Oh,
they
yeah.
incorporate.
That's awesome.
They do a really, really good job with it.
So somebody's in there in the sim having a good time.
Unusual attitude.
Look at it. No. Whee!
For my VisionJet simulator experience, Boney paired me with Travis Wellick, who is one of their instructors and a local DPE in the Knoxville area.
Have some experience of what it's like to fly a jet. Oh, so I said,
Nobody better.
so we started chit-chatting on email.
Booty! Yeah.
I'm a middle-aged co-pilot who wants to know what it's like to fly a jet. Nice.
I'll follow you in. Thank you, sir.
Wow, this is crazy. Look at this. And you
Oh
look
my gosh, it
outside
looks
and
so
it looks
real.
like you're really at an airport. This is like Microsoft Flight Simulator on steroids, Alex.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
This is nuts. You want to sit up front with Mommy, Alex?
Sure.
And in the front, just like a car, you can slide the seat forward. There's a lever. There you go. All right, and then on the dash,
Can't see.
it's hard to see because the lights are kind of dim. Let me turn the lights
Oh,
on.
there
here.
we go.
All right, on the left side, hit the BAT 2, BAT 1, Gen 1, Gen 2. We're gonna skip all the
All up?
checklist procedures.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can hit the strobe light, the landing light, the oxygen, the probe heat, and the next switch, the fresh air, to the left. Perfect. All right. We're gonna jump back here. I'm gonna set your bag up here. Okay.
Travis, can I pull the chute pin?
Oh, you can, yes, sir.
Not right now, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just the safety pin. I just want to get it out of the way of the camera. There we go.
So, Alex, put on your seatbelt because
Yep.
it's going to move.
Yeah, we're.
So you've got a seatbelt just like in a car.
Can I take this off?
Yeah.
And where is it?
Here, so it's just like in
We
a car.
appreciate you doing this, Travis.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it.
Oh.
Okay.
Down between the two of you, the flap lever. Can you put that at 50, please? It's forward of the
I see
throttle.
it. Yep, okay. So same place it is in a SR.
Yeah, the airplane was designed exactly that way.
Wow.
It was designed to basically be the perfect next step for an SR. So the thrust lever's in the same spot, the flaps are in the same spot, the autopilot's in the same spot, and even now with the G7, all the avionics are almost identical to each other.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, there's lots, looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
All the.
All right, let's go ahead and start the airplane.
Okay.
So, easiest jet start in aviation on the left side in front of the control stick.
I see it.
There's a knob and a button.
Uh-huh.
Turn the knob to run.
Okay.
We hear the fuel pump.
Uh-huh.
And then the button above it, you're going to push it for a 1, 2, 3 release.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, release. Starting. Ooh, it sounds like a jet. And I'm pushing my feet on the pedals. I feel brakes now. It sounds authentic.
This is crazy.
Wow.
This is
Oh, I love it. I still love it. I'm going to turn the volume down. I like to hear the engine start. What's really cool about this is, according to the FAA, this simulator is an airplane.
Yeah.
It sounds like an airplane. It feels like an airplane. It flies like an airplane. Everything about it is an airplane.
That's awesome.
So they spent a lot of time. CAE and Cirrus spent a lot of time working together to make sure that this thing matches exactly what it needs to do to be considered an airplane. All right.
I'm not in your way, am I, Travis?
Not at all.
I see everything in the green.
Not at all. All right. We are flaps 50. Our trim is set. On the underneath your thrust lever,
Yes.
hold it like you're gonna push it forward.
Uh-huh.
Okay, where your pointer finger is, there's a button underneath.
Oh, here?
On the front, it's underneath the front.
Oh, okay, I feel it. It's a little button.
Yep, go ahead, push it.
Okay.
There you go. That'll give you something. See how on your PFD it gave you little pitch bars at 5 degrees?
Uh-huh.
That'll
Do I
make
have
you-
to hold it or just?
Nope, you're good. You
Okay.
can go. That'll give you something to pitch for.
Okay.
Once we take off.
Got it.
So when we go to take off, all you're gonna have to do is you're gonna go to full power
Okay.
on the thrust.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna accelerate to about 90 knots.
Okay.
Then you're gonna pitch up for that 5 degrees pitch up.
Okay.
I will tell you to bring the gear up,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you to bring the flaps up. The gear is between the two screens, the PFD and the MFD.
Got it.
And it's an out and up. And then the flaps are down in front of the thrust lever. When you push the thrust lever forward, there's a detent.
Okay.
You'll feel it click.
Uh-huh.
Just keep pushing. Push until the lever stops moving. All right?
Okay.
Are you ready to do it?
I think so.
All right. Let's go flying.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Whee!
Wow.
Holy crap. So about 55 pull?
90.
90, okay.
Yeah. Heels on the floor so you're not tempted
Yeah.
to hit the brakes.
Yep, I'm on the rudders. 74, 80.
Here comes 90.
90.
Pull back on the stick.
Oh, I know 5 degrees.
Oh, that's okay.
I forgot the button, but I can see it.
You know what to do.
Why
Alright,
are
let's go
we
bring the gear up.
tilting back?
And you
Whoa!
can bring the flaps up as well. And then to your right hand, just below the thrust lever, is a trim wheel.
Uh-huh.
So if you feel like you're fighting it,
Yeah.
there you go. I can feel the pressure coming off.
Wow. It honestly felt pretty natural
Yeah.
compared to, I was looking for the little trim thingy here. Is there a trim on the stick or no?
There is. It's on the hat, just like in the SR.
Yeah, that's,
It just goes really, really slow.
wow, this is amazing. Oh my God, I'm at 1,500 feet. I didn't even look where we started.
We were about 1,000.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to pitch up, you can pitch for about 160, 165.
Okay, so maybe about there.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
There's 4,000. We're climbing at 2,200 feet a minute.
Yeah, it goes pretty quick.
Wow.
And take the thrust lever and
Uh-huh.
pull it back one click.
There?
Yep. They call that MCT. That's your max continuous thrust, and that's just where we keep the thrust all of the time.
Okay.
Once you take off, you pull it back to that click. You
And that's-
climb at that. You cruise at that. We descend at that. Unless you hit the barber pole, we don't pull it out of MCT until we land.
And so that's 70%.
It's going to change. So a jet engine, although high pressure, it is essentially normally aspirated. So as we go up in altitude, we lose
Uh-huh.
ambient pressure.
Okay.
We will lose total percentage of thrust, just like you would in any normally aspirated airplane.
Look at mommy holding altitude.
Like that was ever in doubt.
Well, this is important to me.
All right, let's go ahead and just let's turn around. We'll make a 180 and feel the airplane out.
I'm looking for traffic. Like,
Clear left.
clear left. I mean, it flies just like the SR-22. I mean, I really feel like I'm in a piston. I kind of forgot that I was in the jet other than looking at the airspeed tape going, holy crap.
Just so much quieter.
Yeah.
It feels just like an SR.
Wow.
That's one of the most amazing things is how well this airplane represents the SR.
That's crazy to me.
And it's good for people going back and forth. Some people have both an SR and an SF and they try to share missions with them. Some people just fly the jet. But going back and forth between them is almost completely seamless.
That's so cool, man. Alex, there's the airport, I think, where we took off from right there, see?
We're gonna wrap around, we'll come in and land.
Okay.
And then we'll go, I'm gonna move you to another airport, we'll go do something kind of fun. And then we'll pull a parachute.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's always fun.
Pull a parachute.
Yeah.
All right, if you want, go ahead and point the nose down. Let's descend back down to about 2,500.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of overspeeding, and you don't need to worry about shock cooling or anything either. So you can pull the power back, push it forward, whatever you need to do. But let's go ahead and get set up in a downwind about 100, 110 knots or so.
And what's your down speed in this?
Anything below 210.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are we, Memphis?
This is Memphis, yeah. They've got lots of big runways.
Travis, thank you so much. This is amazing.
You're very welcome. Happy to do it.
You know, I could have gone to the airlines long ago, but I wanted to be a mom first. And I'm very happy that I've been able to achieve that goal. But I was like, you know what? I've just always been curious what it's like to fly a jet. And to me, an SR was always I was like, that's the closest I'm ever going to get to flying a jet, and I'm very happy with that. So what do I do for pattern here? About 2,000?
It will be about 2,500.
Okay.
1,500 AGL.
Perfect. Like I said, it seems pretty natural to me. Nothing about this seems super weird.
To me, that's one of the selling features of this airplane, is that it is a very approachable jet.
Yeah. All right, I just gotta watch my rate of descent here. And what power setting on the downwind? Like,
I was just going to tell you, I set the power at 25%.
okay.
When we put people through type training, one of the things we ingrain in their brain is 25 to stay alive. So if you don't know what to do with the power, you just set it at 25, and that is an always safe power
That's
setting.
always okay.
Alright, we're coming up a beam. Let's go ahead and drop flaps to 50.
Okay.
That'll probably slow us down to somewhere around 120 knots or so.
Okay. Perfect.
And that's okay, that's where we want to be.
Okay. This feels pretty okay on trim.
If we can get past the airport property, that'll help us get a nice good base.
Alright, so gears down. I got 3 green. I got flaps 50. I'm
Yeah,
going
if
to
you-
buck 20.
If you want to go ahead and go flaps full,
Look, no hands in a jet. Okay. Flaps full, and we're looking at about 100.
yeah,
On
we're
final?
going to be about 100. See that green donut?
I do.
We're
The
gonna-
Martian.
Yeah, the Martian. We're going to stay 10 knots above the Martian. So we just VREF plus 10 is our number. You can leave the power right where it's at.
Okay.
Just pitch for about 10 knots above the VREF donut.
Alright, and there's like way too many runways here. Let's see.
Pick a runway, any runway.
The center runway is the longest, but they're both 10,000 feet, so it doesn't really matter.
Alright, so right there, where I see the green just short of the tower.
That's correct.
Alright, so feels pretty good. All right, I see approach lights. I'm scared of landing on the taxiway. All right, that looks like a good idea. All right, I like it. All right, so I'm going for the middle one.
Okay. Now once we get approximately a beam the other one, or maybe just before it, you can start your turn. And even now, you might want to start making your turn to final. That way we don't have to get too aggressive with it. And as we're turning final, bring the power back, and I want you to start slowing down to that VREF donut, the Martian. And we want to cross the threshold at the Martian.
Is this reasonable so far?
Oh, you're doing great. And point the nose right at the number.
500.
And you can adjust to maintain a nice glide path. And then it lands just like any other airplane. The only difference is when you would continue to pull back to get that full stall landing, you don't have to do that. You just bring the nose up high enough that it's mains first. And when you cross the threshold, power idle.
Ah! Oh, jeez.
Not too bad. The nice part about the
I didn't
trailing
kill
link
us.
landing gear is it makes every landing feel good.
Yeah.
Yay! I landed a jet.
You did awesome. Pass the detent.
Check runway.
Very good.
40, 50, 60, 70, 80,
90, rotate. There you go. Very nice.
And we're in
You
the
can
air.
bring the gear up,
Positive rate. You're up.
and you can bring the flaps up.
And flaps up.
All right. Now you see that green mountain to the right? Let's go
Uh-huh.
ahead and turn right at it. Fly.
Like
Just-
a fighter jet.
Buzz that
Just-
mountaintop.
That's right. And we're gonna keep it low.
Okay.
Like I said, we gotta come back down, so
All
don't
right.
get too high.
Ah. I'm cubbing in a jet is what I'm doing right
That's
now.
right.
Ah.
Low and fast.
What's a parachute for?
So
You're
the
gonna
airplane,
see.
the airplane has a full airframe parachute. So if
Ooh.
something catastrophic happens to the airplane, the pilot or the passengers can pull the parachute, and the airplane will bring itself safely back to the ground.
I think I'll put my seatbelt on for that one.
I think that's a good idea.
Because I have a feeling that's going to be some pretty serious motion.
It is.
Like a
It gets-
pendulum, being on a pendulum, right?
It gets pretty exciting.
Okay. Now, do I have to shut off the engine like in the SR?
We'll do that after we pull the parachute. So
After, okay.
there's only one memory item when it comes to pulling the parachute,
Uh-huh.
and that's just pull the handle. So before you do it, I want to explain a couple of things.
Okay.
Number one, what the airplane does is it will deploy the parachute, but it wants to make sure that we're within the proper parameters first. So if we're going too fast or we're outside the parameters, which we currently are, it pulls the power back to idle, and it'll pitch the nose up to about, I don't know, 10, 15 degrees to try and bleed off airspeed,
Uh-huh.
and then it will pull the parachute.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you pull the power back first,
Okay.
and then you can pull the parachute.
And it needs to be below what speed?
You're good. It'll go all by itself. It's going to pitch itself up. So pull the power back. All the way to idle. And now pull the handle.
Here we go.
Takes 45 pounds of force, pull straight down. Alright, so there it's pitching up. It's trying to get to the proper speed.
Okay, hang on, Alex.
Airspeed.
I'm hanging on.
Parachute
Woo!
out and
Stall. Stall. Stall.
Wow. That's a roller coaster ride.
yep.
Oh my god.
So now we're floating on a parachute.
So now we're floating.
That's freaking cool, man.
That was scary.
See, and it says caps activated.
Yeah.
That is
now-
awesome.
Now, on the caps, usually there's a checklist that you would run, but it basically has you turn everything off.
So I can just turn the engine off?
Yeah, so go ahead and turn the engine knob to off and then tap the button. And that shuts the engine down. And if you want, we can turn off all of the avionics, but you don't have to do it right now. I'm gonna put you back on the runway first.
Wow.
Pretty fun, huh?
So when I did the sheet pull for the SR during my CSIP training, it was just in the flat sim. It wasn't a motion, so you just kind of got to see what was happening, but you didn't really feel it. That's interesting.
I bet that's exactly the way it feels if you ever pull the real thing.
It's worth noting here that when I first started flying Cirrus piston singles, the cap system was state-of-the-art technology. Today, Cirrus jets and piston aircraft are also equipped with the Safe Return Autoland system, which gives both pilots and passengers more options in the event of an emergency. I'll put links in the description for more information.
X where everybody knew when we passenger check ride. So when we'd sit there as the examiner, would be like, okay, passenger check ride. And then a bunch of people would be here, so when you come out, you can't like push the door open and everybody's cheering.
Oh, nice.
And then every single person that's ever gone through the simulator program at Cirrus has signed one of these boards for the year that they do it.
That's awesome.
So as you go down every single year, you can see the different people that have, once they come out, and it's kind of like celebratory, like you did it, you get to sign the wall and do the thing. So they've got 25, I think, is around the corner.
That's so cool.
But it's fun to see how the boards get busier from 2018 when we did the first 6 months of training in this all the way every year. It gets busier and busier and busier.
Travis did an excellent job introducing me to the Vision Jet. The only thing that would have made the experience more realistic, other than wearing headsets, would have been the smell of jet fuel. I will forever be grateful to Boney for his patience, encouragement, and guidance over the years. Without him, I might have never become a flight instructor, and I might never have met Dana. So what's next for this 53-year-old Cub pilot? Even though flying the Vision Jet simulator was an amazing experience, I still just don't have any desire to spend my time flying in the flight levels. I prefer the lighter, lower, and slower end of aviation. It's where I feel most at home, and it's where my heart belongs.